Hey YouTube, DIY Dad here, Cody. It's just going to be an update on the CK530. Made quite a bit of progress. I started reassembling the painted pieces on the tractor. So I want to kind of show you the front axle. Got that taken off today. It was very, very heavy. Highly recommend if you're doing this and you have a similar size tractor or backhoe, you get help taking that off. It's about 11 o'clock at night. I've been working on this all day, so I'm pretty beat right now. Some lessons learned from today. Obviously, the front axle was a hurdle. I found a few issues with that. I'll kind of cover those real quick, and then I'll give a quick update on just the tractor chassis. All right, so this is the front axle assembly. It's kind of wet right now, so I'm not going to touch it, but these bolts here, I wanted to take just the front axle off itself to reduce some of the weight. Unfortunately, I could get this one off, but when I tried to take the other side off here, I could not get it to budge. And I was using a 6-foot piece of pipe on a breaker bar. I was afraid I was going to break my wrench if I tried pushing on that any harder. So took this off as one piece, did not take it apart, left it as is. Some of the stuff I covered before with the front axle, I want to show you the inside of this. You can see right here is a little war. There's actually a bushing that's inside here, brass bushing that is shot. So I'm going to go online and see if I can find this part, see what it costs. You can see there's a roller bearing here in this end. You can see that is also shot. I'm going to see if I can get a new one of those. I'll need one for both sides. Get that replaced. This whole assembly here for the front axle is probably close to 200, 300 pounds. It was all I could do to lift it up. I put it on a step ladder and then used come-along straps here, tied up to a few posts in my garage to suspend it so I could paint it. It was very heavy. Highly recommend if you're doing this, you have 2 people. When I put it back on, I will have 2 people. Also, too, there is this piece here, the PTO shaft where the bucket or the backhoe and the loader runs through here. This piece too was very, very heavy. As you can see, it's pretty much a solid piece of cast, but it is very heavy. This pin comes out. I did not want to hammer on it too much. There's no set pins or anything that I could see in the prints. I did try to pound that out. There's a snap ring here I had off. I tried to pound it both ways. It would not budge, so I just settled for cleaning it up really good. As long as the axle can pivot on that, which it's not wore or anything, I'm going to leave that as is. Another thing that I did find when I started tearing this off, this part has been broken numerous times, and you can see that basically all that holds this on are these 2 bolts here at the top, and then there are some threaded holes on the bottom. On the bottom down here, I'm not going to show you that. But you can see that this one was broken off once. That one was broken off once. They were welded back on. I'm not going to take an estimate of what this piece here would cost, but I imagine it's expensive. So I am not going to do anything with that. Hopefully it does not break off during my ownership. The guy looked like he did a fairly decent weld job. The best you can do with the cast, I guess. So I'm leaving this as is. I am concerned when I go to put it back on, though, if it's going to take the strain of getting it put back on. So we'll see. Also, the front axle, or the back part here, the support has this piece here. There's a pivot right here. Everything seems in pretty good shape. I was actually pretty surprised. I expected these to be shot. So I guess either they were replaced. I'm guessing either they were replaced or the guy kept it pretty well greased, so that's a good thing. I did finish painting the main body of the tractor today. I started reassembling a few pieces yesterday, so I'll turn that around. I've got the steering column back on and all those pieces. Got the power steering valves assembly hooked back up, the guard and rest that the gas tank sits on. Put the fuel filter assembly back on and started putting that back together. I did get everything painted on the front. I actually found that this ductwork tape actually works really good for masking things off, especially these machine surfaces. I was finding that duct tape would masking tape would either not stick, or while I was painting, it would fall off and stuff would seep. I mean, you're going to get a little seepage here, like this part, there was grease or something on there. It wouldn't stick very well, but for the most part, it keeps them pretty clean. So I got everything cleaned and painted up. Oil pan, everything painted. I put the starter back on, starter generator. Put the power steering filter housing and fluid reservoir back on. This one I'm probably going to be, I use the same O-ring, but it's pretty shot. I probably need to get a new O-ring. But I'm just going to put it on there, see if I can get it going. And if it leaks, I'll get a new O-ring and put it in there. It's not a big deal. So started putting all that stuff together. I'm going to start reassembling the foot pegs here probably tomorrow if I get time, because I do have some grating that I'm going to modify and put the floor pans for where the pedals were shot. So I have some galvanized platform piece of galvanized like grating. I'm gonna split and put on the floor here so that stuff falls down through rather than sits. So I'll have to find and make a new place for the mount of the foot pedals on this side and the brake pedals. So that's going to be the next hurdle that we got to cross. I did paint all my power steering lines, did them yellow. There's the front steering stability arm, sway arm, whatever you want to call it. Painted the fuel injector lines, got those all painted up, ready to go. And again, I think tomorrow I gotta do a little fix up on these. I mushroomed this head out a little bit, so I'm gonna hit this with a grinder, just give it a little bit of a chamfer around this edge, and then I have a die that I'm gonna run down through. It is an 1/8" 12, so I'll be running that down over here to clean up these threads. And this one here is an aftermarket. I believe this was replaced at one point, so I'm gonna have to go in here and grind these down a little bit to get it to fit better. The other one, I don't know if you can see this or not, has narrower splines on it. So this one does not seat down properly into the yokes for the steering do not sit down on that properly, and they bind up. You end up with about an inch gap, and that's not desirable. Puts a lot of strain on this whole assembly. And then the stability arms there for the backhoe, I got those painted up today just to get those out of the way. So it's coming together pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with the progress I've made here the past couple of days. I am going to be ordering my head this weekend. Got a little extra cash coming in. So I'm going to hopefully order that this weekend. Get that on order, probably about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. It's about a 100-pound item, so it's going to take a while to get here. So I can get everything else back on the backhoe, get it ready. Hopefully that head comes in. Hopefully it starts right up, no problems. I am going to bring in, see if my cousin will come help me get it started and do the final assembly of the head to make sure that I'm putting everything together back correctly. I think there might be some timing issues and things that I might have to deal with that I'm not really privy to, so I need someone with some experience to help me do that. So I definitely do not want to start it up and damage something, or crack the new head, or crack my engine block or anything like that because I did something wrong. So more to come on that. Like I said, I'm happy with the progress I made, so I'll give you an update next time we do some more. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to start reassembling the foot pedal area and the throttle linkage and all that kind of stuff. There are quite a few pieces on that. I did print out a few pages of my manual and laminate them, just because I was having a hard time flipping through the big huge manual, so I kind of took the parts diagrams and I'll show you here. Just took some of the common ones and made it so that these are the ones that I'll be tearing into. So there's the electrical system, that'll be one. I'll made it a full page, and then all the parts are right here on the opposite page. Here's the throttle linkage I'll be working on tomorrow. Here's all the parts for that. So if there's any bolts that I can't find in this chaos, I can just look up and go get them. So this was definitely helpful. And I laminated it so it doesn't get, if I get diesel fuel or something on, it's not going to ruin it. So that was kind of a good thought. I did get an LED light in. I thought I was ordering 2. Unfortunately, there was just 1. When I read the fine print on eBay, it said 1. So please read your item descriptions on eBay when you're ordering. I'm kind of PO'd it myself because I paid $25 for 1 when a 2-pack on Amazon was like $36 for LEDs. And I thought, oh, $25 for 2, that's a good deal. So I ordered them, and lo and behold, it's just 1. So, story of my life. So hopefully do some more tomorrow, provide some updates. I do have a couple other projects I'll be doing that I'll probably have on here. My StabiliTrak and traction control and ABS light came out on my pickup truck the other day. It's a 2014 Chevy Silverado. So I'll be digging into that to try to figure out what's going on with that. And my New Holland New Holland tractor, forward and reverse stopped working, and I cannot engage the PTO. So that's likely going to be I'm hoping it's just an arm that came disconnected somewhere underneath the seat. So I'm going to dig into that. My dad, his tractor broke down, so he has it in his garage. I actually took the tractor out to help my dad tow his tractor out of the woods. Got his tractor out of the woods, was cleaning up around his garage for him, which I do every spring. And then my tractor broke down. So 3 things broke this week. My truck, my tractor, and our dryer decided to take a crap. So that's the one I should have put on here and did for DIY Dad, because dryers, they're not cheap, and a lot of times it's just a pretty easy fix, like a belt or in my case it was the little gear on the motor just got wore out. My wife said a shoe got jammed in there and just spun there and wore away. It's just an aluminum pulley, if you will. Wore itself through, broke. So that was fun. So it's been a great week. So I'll dig into some more projects here, and I'll post them on for all of YouTube. All right, again, this is Cody with DIY Dad, and thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and give me some likes. Thanks. Bye.